Let me be the one on this great day that is full of so many opportunities to let you know nobody is coming to save you. I'll say it again. Nobody is coming to save you. Truth be told, that nobody other than you is going to save you. And I came to that realization about 5 years ago, and I decided that I am the person that is in charge of where my life goes. And I have to make the decisions to pull myself up out of whatever it is that I am dealing with. First things first, you have to hold yourself responsible for your life. You can't hold the politicians, the government, the church leaders, the gas station prices, inflation, your employers, whatever it is. You cannot hold them responsible and not have yourself on that list. I think one of the reasons why we tend to not take accountability for the things that happen in our lives is because we're looking for something outside of ourselves to blame, because really and truly we don't want to accept the fact that we are the ones that are the blame for our lives not being the way we want it to be. I remember this was over a decade ago. This is my first job out of high school. And I'll be honest with you, I hated it. And I don't really like to use the word hate, but I really hated the job. I did not like it. I would complain about the managers, about the company. I would complain about the my superiors, the supervisors, everybody. I would complain about, because at that time I didn't understand that I'm not a tree. I don't have to stay somewhere that I don't want to be. If I don't want to be somewhere, I mean, I have all the opportunity in the world to change whatever it is that I don't like. I had the option of perfecting the skills that I had. I had the option of learning new skills, but I didn't know that at that time, because the mindset that I currently have, I didn't have almost a decade ago, or a little over a decade ago. I didn't have that mindset. So now I know that I'm not a tree. I don't have to stay one place. And even with trees, you would see after years and years and years, trees sometimes don't even stay one place. So you have the option to change your life. You have the option. So you have to take full responsibility. Nobody else. Nobody else is responsible for your life. And until you come to that realization and take yourself out of that victim mindset and want to be the victor in your story, because eventually you're going to get tired of being the victim in your story. You want to be the person who is the victor. You want to be the person that overcome everything, every single thing in your life. You want to be the person who is the victor. Secondly, learn to be self-sufficient. I know it's so great to want to have people who we can depend on, whether that's our spouse, a friend, a family, a significant other. It's really good to have people to depend on. So I don't want you to think that I'm saying that don't depend on anybody. But I also look at things as like this. What happens when that person is no longer there? Or what happens if that person cannot do what you need them to do for you? What then will you do? You have to learn to be a problem solver. You have to learn to be a solution creator. One thing that our sales director says in most of our meetings, he says to look for the solutions. We were created to be problem solvers. We were created to be solution creators. So if you have a problem in your life that it just seems like it's not coming to a full stop, what you probably need to do is sit and think on how you can solve this problem. Most of our problems can be solved, but I think we don't take the time to think on how it can be solved. Get away from the distractions. Try to sit somewhere quiet. Even if you have to pull over in your own car, turn the radio off. I find that sometimes when I turn the radio off and I just drive in silence, you really get to think through things. So if you're someone that loves to depend on people all the time, learn to be self-sufficient, because there's going to come a point in time where that person may not be able to do what it is that you need to do for them. And normal human behavior, sometimes we may get a little upset or a little frustrated when that person doesn't do what we want them to do. However, this is why it's important to be self-sufficient. I'm just saying. This is why it's so important. Stop looking for people to save you in every situation. You have to learn to be your own rescue. You're going to have to learn to be your own rescue. I want you to repeat this for me. I am a problem solver. Because anytime you're faced with a situation where it doesn't seem as though you have the solution to it, tell yourself that. Because when you tell your mind those things, you begin to see that there are solutions to the problem. If you tell your mind that you can't do something, your mind is going to find every single way of how the solution cannot be created or how this problem would never be solved. And it sounds crazy, but that's how our minds think. If you tell yourself that you can't do something, you won't be able to do it. If you say you can, you will be able to do it. It's just like an exercise. And sometimes you may tell yourself, oh, I can't do another rep. But if you tell yourself you can't do another rep, you may half that rep. It may be where you don't do it completely the full proper form, but you were able to complete another rep because you told yourself you were able to do it. The mind is such a powerful thing if you learn to make use of it. So on this great day with so many opportunities, I want you guys to know that nobody is coming to save you. You need to be your own rescue. Learn to be your own rescue. Learn to help yourself because absolutely nobody is coming to save you. Happy Tuesday and enjoy this great week.